Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all my friends here on the Earth ship. Let's talk about some alchemy, some spiritual alchemy. You know, the stuff that matters every day in your everyday life. I'm Cindy Carter. I'm an intuitive, an artist, an energy healer, and a spirit consultant. This series of alchemy podcasts on Sundays are my gift to you. I'm just bringing kind of new ideas for transmuting the energy within you with compassion. These are cumulative teachings. There is a wholeness to the teachings. So you have to see the grander view, the grander picture, and seeing it for yourself. So I slow it down so that you can feel these parts of your life. Very important part is feeling these, not mentally processing them. So I'm helping you remember your divine nature so your everyday can become divine. So last podcast was titled Speak No Doubt. I talked about doubt being a mental body activation where the mind is kind of suspended between two or more kind of contradictions or opposing views, where you're unable to move towards any of them. It's like a suspended animation stall out, but I did call it a Tasmanian devil at the same time. It's like some really swirly energy that doesn't really go too far. It's like that stall out is right within your field, within your body, within your emotions. This doubt stream. It's an emotional level of indecision between belief and doubt and truth. I mean, you are kind of stuck between belief and truth when you're in your doubt. It may involve a lot of uncertainty or distrust or lack of conviction or lack of movement, or regretting what you have done in the past. These are all doubts that live within the stream that you can choose to have or not. So this is a choice for many to be without the mental gymnastics. You know, it's too much. So right now, we're looking at that right now, so that we can decide that, maybe too much mental gymnastics is not really part of what we're talking about. So I'm going to go backwards a bit. I have talked about distraction in the past, and I'm going to talk about it again. Because as we become more aware, there are more possibilities of distraction. Because you're now aware of all the different ingredients to life. You're starting to see. But when we can choose to deny doubt as an energy, we get to deny it, so it doesn't flourish. Deny it a space to grow in our mind, in our cells, in our world. Where we could deny doubt by not giving it the fuel. By just using our conscious mind and our focus and awareness to bring ourselves out of doubt. But you have to become aware of what energy you're working with. Clear that you are working within a doubt stream, because it is a energy that's projected from you. It comes out in your speech, in your patterns, in your movement, in your everyday, if you are working within doubt. And I was talking about stop speaking your doubt, where people speak their doubt. They talk about their doubt constantly. And it's like, I doubt this, I doubt this. The energy of that is very swirly, and it's like a merry-go-round. So we need to do some positive upliftment to the alignment of the soul. How does that happen? It's not through some galactic mission of your galactic center. This is a wholeness. It's not through the trauma of your reincarnations. This is uplifting the solar level of consciousness within your being. This is super consciousness. There are unstable worlds that do become stable with super consciousness. Organic super consciousness. After purging the darkness and redefining the darkness, where we define our sacred truth one by one. So here we are today into moving beyond the distraction. It's like I'm going backwards, but I'm going forwards. I've got to reiterate, what is distraction? Because I'm seeing a lot of it. What I call distraction, I'm not judging the distraction. I'm calling it out as distraction. I'm calling it out as something that my life would never choose unless I was in an unaware state. So I'm coming from an area where I would like to show you what I feel is distraction. Maybe it will, illuminate to somebody how much time they spend on something that's not purposeful for the soul or for the heart. It does kind of collapse the field a little bit. It's a little easier playing field when we're not working through all the distractions. They are ridiculous. But worlds can be peaceful. People can become peaceful in an energy of no distraction. It would be, purity. It'd be about purpose and the power of self-love and compassion for ourselves and for others. It would be no distraction. We would be fully in our awareness, not part of an illusion. I'm going to say there's this, I'm going to put it in air quotes, activity. This place where there's nothing to worry about. This place where we don't have to pore over things, where we don't have to sit with stuff for hours, where we don't have to agonize over it. We don't have to heal it. We don't have to create boxes upon boxes of repetition that you become so distracted in the so-called process that you actually lose sight of why. Why are you doing this distraction? Who are you? These are the ultimate levels of soul integration at a soul level, at a spirit level. You see, right now on Earth, there's a reptilian agenda. It's coming to its final end times. It's a huge place for distraction. It's an end of a Gregorian calendar and into some stargates of possibilities. How does that happen? Because each human is becoming the stargate. We are not being processed, we are processing. Through our power centers, through our compassionate natures. The Mayans knew that their calendar wasn't a calendar, that it was a map of stargates to portals, of places and pieces of the retrieval of your soul. This is you being able to find yourself in the cosmos, in the galactics, in the inner earth, and on this earth right now. Here to find yourself beyond the distractions. I cannot emphasize this enough. I want to shout it from the rooftops or go hang gliding across the mountaintops singing the song of sovereignty to the people that are stuck, to the ones in fascination, to the ones distracted by their multitudes of deceptive energies and false belief patterns that run their lives. And they make it about spirituality. The freedom is here on Earth, outside of the reptilian agenda of death and destruction and demise in transhumanism or false technological ascensions. That's all part of the distraction. They're going to create more and more things for your spiritual nature to attach onto so that you are in a box of repetition. I don't care where the repetition comes from. We don't need it. Unless you're using repetition to further your soul. We've got to meet ourselves outside the distractions, outside of the set lines of division, and into a more inclusive view of life and love and happiness that are not only possibilities, but possible realities for your life, for my life, for your neighbor's life. If we'll get out of the endless mental distraction. So this also means for the spiritual journeyer, the people who are seeking their spiritual journey right now, the ones who are observing their journeys, There are a lot of you who are waking up to the spiritual nature of yourself that's been so, closed down. So now you're into seeking, window shopping, finding everything to help the body, mind, soul in the spiritual nature. It's like I got to have more and more and more information. It's consuming. It's like pummeling you into interpretations of spiritual processes and how the mind and the body and the soul work. And there are so many people out there that say they have figured it out. Well, I figured it out. I figured it out for me. And I can't dictate that process to anyone. There's not just one way on any highway here on this universal plane. This is quantum soup, baby. We get to do and go and move in any direction. There is no one path, and don't let anyone tell you that. Sovereignty has no one path. There are a lot of spiritual teachers right now that I'm watching. And it's amazing what I'm watching. And it's not just been in the last couple days. It's been in the last weeks and months and years that I have watched derogatory phrases. I've had them watch them take down others. How they demolish any healings. How they, divide. They divide the light. They divide the light and the dark. The light body and the darkness, they divide. But I'm here to tell you, yes, we need to know what is dark to be able to choose what life we want. I mean, experience is kind of king here on the Earth ship. You got to see it to believe it until you can believe without the experience. That's discernment. Wow. We need more of that, right? I mean, I have witnessed in the last week some profound outing of the darkness and these, I call them, missions of the dark, the agendas of the dark, where people's minds and souls have been taken over by the AI, by the artificial intelligence of this fractal takedown. We're in the final throes of this darkness. And if you're going to allow your past lives to take over your current life, then you have just done a disservice to your soul. So I am watching people outing the darkness. It's awesome. I mean, pedophilia, government banking, atrocities, wars, all fake darkness. I'm like fist pumping in the air. Yes. I mean, I've been of this knowing of all this stuff for a really long time. I have seen the deception. I've spoke of the deception. Of course, I was many years speaking about it. People were, admonishing me for it, telling me I'm crazy. Now it's all coming to fruition. Should I wear a shirt that says, "I told you so"? I feel like I could every day. The wool is coming out, over the eyes of humanity. When the wool comes off, like people get fired up, like, damn, I can't believe this is happening to humanity. Well, I saw that 7 years ago. The reality of what it is, a hologram of possibilities that I freaking have a choice in how I create a life within and outside. As a sovereign human, being compassionate to the spirit that resides in my body while I reside on this earth ship. Dang, that is a lot to house in a body mind. That's a lot of holographic distractions that are now being unearthed. The possibilities are quantum of that shit. I mean, just think of the octaves and dimensions of quantum entanglements, of every kind of galactic crazy idea and belief and agreement, with all the extremes of duality. With all the edges of duality all displayed right here for you. I mean, that's what we're unearthing. Whoa. It is an amazing show as the observer. But when you get caught up in it, and now your activities are within it, your mind processes are within it, I'm sorry, I think you just got swept off into distraction. I was in distraction a lot of years before I came out of it. Within the confines of an Earthship hologram, you sit. being pummeled with information to the cellular body that has to process it, not just from your mind, but from every part of you. This is where so many beautiful people that could be looking at their own actions, aware of their own energy that they create, they could learn to become more aware in their spiritual nature that their mental body distraction has come in the form of some spiritual teaching, and it's just here for them as consumption. Consuming. They're just wanting to consume more of the spiritual slushy. All the beautiful colors. It's full of stuff for me to do, stuff for me to drink up. But where is the balance for your soul in all the consumption? Where's the wholeness while you're sucking up the energy? Where's your heart in this process? I mean, if a spiritual teacher is telling you, you are, fill in the blank here, whatever it is, great wizard woman of the West, whatever, or you are a dragon entity named, Zokar or something or another. Just fill in the blank to your distractions. If a spiritual teacher uses their anger to teach with, you might be in their distraction. When you see someone get agitated and aggravated and really over the top, you know there is an imbalance. Should you allow that imbalance to be peppering your information field? These are all really valid questions to yourself to ask. These are all questions I've asked myself in the past. This is how clarity comes. When traumatized individuals on this earth come through ugly government programs of manipulation to their soul essence, beautiful angels come through an ugly program, their soul essence is taking up very little to no space in their body. Those people are in full distraction. When someone is in the teaching of others and how to do a spiritual thing, if you're highly traumatized from the false belief systems you've experienced in the recycling bin of the hologram, and now you come here to the Earthship and you start spouting out all your trauma from all the dimensions that you are now processing, all your hurts and your shit, all of your atrocities for others to see, witness, feel, and believe, I'm sorry, you're directing others into the distraction. You're part of the distraction. And now you're putting authority behind your words of the distraction, Michael Cavanaugh. Come on. This is a human body with an organic presence that can overtake any of your AI shit. There are a lot of drones working this earth right now with a lot of mechanical computer processor brains that sit and spew energy. I watch this every day. The spewing of unprocessed thoughts and traumas that then make a teaching out of it for you. And then you are put in a position of authority. And then when your mental body goes to shit and you start thinking of suicide, who do you go to? The one that sent you there. It's pretty miraculous, isn't it? That's not what we're doing here. You are caught up in the fascination of these people, these spiritual drone-like beings that act mechanical because they are. If you don't see into that, well, you're part of the distraction. My hope and my wish is for clarity for all beings on earth, including you, Michael. To be clear of what distractions that you're involved in. How much airtime in your body do you allow the false narrative to take hold of you? I'm talking to everyone to ask yourself these questions. Let's talk about fascination for a second. When we become fascinated, which is, pretty easy in this freaking hologram right now. It's a huge circus, and I'm telling you, it is amazing, the freaky possibilities. And you can freaking summon any possibilities right here, right now. That's part of superconsciousness. There are people on the earth, me included, that can command energy, can bring energy, can alter energy, that can summon wind, rain, elements. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, these are multidimensional beings. But many of these beings come to the Earthship and they are peppered because they are peppered with one way of their being, one ray of light that's rocking through them, and it is their way or the highway. Excuse me. This configuration and the name that you put to it being the only way, the multicolored slushy that you're drinking is filled with judgment and often creates a cult-like experience for those that are not so aware, not so understanding of their own purpose. And I'm not talking about one individual. I'm talking about a collective of people on earth that are looking like spiritual beings, that are teaching you spiritual processes. And I'm not talking about the galactic purpose of that portion of you that wants oh so bad to manipulate the design of this song for other people. Teaching others to sing it only in one way. I'm here to tell you, drink it up. Drink up the good parts of the information wherever you're getting it. Come into some discernment and let that higher voice, the higher road, take hold. I'm here to tell you. Let that higher self say something like, isn't that a lot of sugar that you're taking in right now? That's a really colorful drink. Really nice. I mean, doesn't it make you feel really good? All the colors and the energy and the air. Whew. You just got blissed. You thought you got blessed, but you got blissed in the distraction of the colors. Distraction in the frequencies, in how they make you feel. There are a lot of energy whores on earth that love energy. And they love nothing more than creating and being in new vibration. But there are so many good teachers here on earth showing you how to be sovereign, how to not judge others, how to access your own life force, and to not dictate to you how it's to be done, or admonish the others for doing it differently. I'm telling you that each being on earth may have their own mission, but don't dictate it to others. I'm not judging the fact that you're dictating it to others. I'm trying to get the ones that are watching you to do that, to come into discernment. And you can do it all day long. And it can be part of the really awesome circus. That I can flip to that channel and go, you know what? She said something awesome. I believe that. And then the next thing she said was bullshit. That's what I'm believing right now. Wow, turn the channel. I have watched so many YouTubes lately of spiritual teachers kind of going off the chain. You know, people sell, say, I said sell, but say, what they think is real. And it makes them look good and look honorable and look spiritual. But they're operating in an unprocessed, unintegrated, not so perfect place. They're coming unglued, becoming angered to show you your points, getting pissed off to the point where, we're not working the middle road anymore. We're working some dark energy running through you. I think maybe you might be a product of the AI. You might be under attack because you have ripped your aura into fear, believing that the sun is going to hurt you. This doesn't work in sovereignty and compassion for yourself. Agitation is not the best teacher. It's kind of like chaos energy. Don't like that one so much. However, I have seen some videos of some people lately who are outing the distraction. My friend Lily. She is doing it in a kinder way for herself. This is the beauty of compassion. When you must allow for yourself a new truth, and through that, you bring the message in a kind way, from yourself, for yourself. But when a teacher is constantly having to calm themselves down or redirect their anger or, figure out how to be back in their body because every time they speak of it, they're triggered, come on, this is part of the distraction away from your purpose. I mean, you can watch the show. I mean, I watch all these kind of displays and these shows myself. They're, part of the soup. And I do like all kinds of soup. And I will take the good parts of a message. I'm not going to say that everyone is bringing bad messages, but I am going to say that 90% of your stuff is distraction away from the purpose of seeing your own soul, operating your own essence. So I'm not saying that they're wrong. This is the processing that we're all going through, that we're all doing. I'm talking about people that are caught in the constant feeding of their busy minds, creating stuff to do to fill the void. It's part of the mental distraction of your wholeness, of your happiness that lives within you. So I'm just asking you to take a minute, to take a look at your busy work, your spiritual distractions. Some of these can keep you so busy that maybe you won't even see that you aren't processing your own anger. You're living through someone else's. Or that it's activating more of your anger. How interesting that works. That might be the altered purpose of that stream. Unintentional. But it is in reality. Because you're witnessing it as a teaching by another person, allowable in a body. They may say it's purposeful. You get to choose that. So go ahead and with anger as your teacher, as your mover and your shaker. Use it. But let's move beyond it. We could be light years away from that shit. Let's move beyond the teachings that dictate to you exact ways that it works. I'm not here to tell you. No alien, no ET, no human, no cryptid on the Earthship can tell you exactly how anything on this thing works. No one, because it's a hologram created by the perceptive bubble of individual experience based in an accumulated past life and what you have not processed in those lives that come into your wholeness of being, and it is manipulated. So accepting the anger of yourself in a kind way, moving beyond the distraction of the anger or the process projected anger of another and into a fuller understanding of life as a proliferant strand of choice upon choice, uplifting out of canned thought, exact lines of, where you're supposed to stay. This is, about getting out of repetition. So there's very little repetition in the cosmic and universal fields of life. Think about that for a second. You would not have to repeat the atrocities, the thought patterns, the beliefs, the ideas, the feelings of lack, the feelings of hate or rejection, because you choose to move beyond the manipulation of thought and the distractions brought to you via electronic mind-bending sources. Electronic sources means any outside sources of information that don't come from a heartbeat. And I'm talking about even the words that come from a person that has a heart. Words can come out of that body that are electronic, that are not part of spirit consciousness. False consciousness streams are rampant here on Earth, and they are electronic, mechanical, and they're being dismantled. And that's why they go wonky in human bodies. Hopefully we're clearing those parasites out of us now. So an organic timeline that's more analog and not data-driven, but life force driven, where it's not too much data, too much technology, too much everything for your distraction. You have to be careful with your technologies, how you use them, how you allow them in your life. Be aware of their influences on your energy, and let's get back to some organic life patterns. Organic ascension that does not look a certain way. It is not, fractal. It's quantum. We can utilize DNA, we can utilize higher consciousness within and around our body as we become responsible for the electrical energy and the technology that we use to assist our organic life. That means believing or not believing the bullshit that someone is telling you, that they swear is the way. Open yourself to the fullness of life. I'm not here spouting duplication. I'm not here to duplicate anything. That's the process of division. It's the process our body must take to house the consciousness. We have to fractal out our being to be on an earth and be in a body, be in a compartment, compartmentalized. Compartmenting your mental status, dividing it as you go. That's distraction. That's fractal distraction. We can move beyond it into the division, into no division of ourselves, where we include all our versions, our wholeness, our kindness, our not-so-kindness, to assist us in the upliftment, not a prescribed way of doing it. No one, has been on your soul journey. No one. No one, no authority on earth, I'm telling you, no human with a heartbeat can tell you how you sing the song on the earth. Damn it, don't let anyone tell you how to sing your life. You sing the soul song, the free flow of life force that has no constraints. You can sing it, slurp it, drink it, whatever you choose, however you choose it. But see the distractions as just that, and move beyond them in a free flow where you haven't divided yourself from your higher self. It's you every freaking day. Hello? Knock, knock, knock. We're all merging our past, present, and future lives. That includes your higher self. It's right here, right now. Utilize this energy. I think you could put down the Slurpee and sing your own song if your higher self is operating in your body. Right here in these bodies. These things want to express out of us. Let us allow them to express in a venue of compassion and no constraint. No wordy word judgments wrapped up in your spiritual teachings. This is inclusivity of your entire being. All the aspects and versions of you that know themselves beyond the fractal universe, beyond the chakra, beyond the Merkaba. We go inside, not outside, to all that lies as a quantum consciousness. I'm not here spouting conspiracy theories, because they're really true. You can bring in any reality you want. But there's a wholeness and a fullness of your life on earth. It's not a mere fractionalized portion of life. You get to expand that if you want. So you see, you don't have to take in the directives of others to make your way through this life. Living and processing through any person's sight or directive, not your own, not so much. But taking direction from what uplifts you, from your spirit being, is emphasizing the idea of your own song, outside of the subtle manipulations of other people's unprocessed soul work made to look like spiritual teachings. Or technology and designs of technology meant to look like spiritual work. I, for one, am not here to manipulate the soul choices of others by dictating to them the way. I'm showing them a way that works for me in everyday activity of redirecting my mind, redirecting my emotions, and allowing my mental mind to not be so in charge on this earth. That's the manipulation. Alchemy without distractions, to change my being every day in the moment. Not in special moments when you have, like, sang the perfect song or spun the perfect direction or said the perfect words or sang the colors in a perfect proper sequence. Come on. This is quantum. All of life is a quantum song. I allow each person to see the multitude of choice here. Clear meadows, clear skies, clear path. For your own making. You see, I don't dictate it for you. Not drinking the colored juice prescribed to you with all the additives and non-organic choices and judgments that are infused in the drinks. You might be drinking the unprocessed emotional traumas of a violent cellular takeover of a nervous system. There are many beautiful beings of light that have been taken over by their own darkness. I still love some of those people, even though I've unfriended them, even though they've unfriended me. They can't hear this message of get beyond the distraction. Og, tell us, please. Move beyond this into the love of your spirit. If you have one. If you got one, activate it. Watch the energy of what you're witnessing. Be discerning. Don't admonish the voice that's coming at you, but look at the choice of the distractions within you. This is taking alchemy to the personable, to the personal responsibility level. That's what alchemy is. That's what this personal choice is of this drink, of this soup, of all this stuff. To see beyond the distractions that you are so clearly disguised as spiritual process. Sovereign choices are outside of these distractions. That, what a place this earthship would be with sovereign choices. How wonderful and clear-minded and grounded and unique the thoughts and ideas and actions from a body and a mind. Gosh. They would have ease in their bodies and ease in their minds. They would learn and watch from their distractions. So that today, if this was a PSA, over the universal airwaves, it would say, this message brought to you by the Fractal Distraction Awareness Coalition. Thank you for listening. Beyond the distractions is going within, which is the basis of my work. I personally spend a lot of time going within. Away from the distractions of life, away from the distractions of social media, away from the distractions of all this. I go into art, personally. It's my way of creation, not duplication. To make something with paint or clay that, allows my peaceful reflection and activities of my body to be at peace and in truth with my life forces. This is proliferating life in a body. Outside of the distractions of the hologram. Meditation, reflection, contemplation is where we could all flourish outside the distractions. Fill your time with loving kindness to yourself. That's what I say. I do have a gift for the first 5 people that email me. And if it's the 6th one, I'm going to give it away anyway. I don't have rules. But I do have a template of grace. It's an 11-day activation series. If you really need some grace in your life and you really need something to happen for you, I got a gift, and I'm just going to give it to you. It's worth $33 or $333,000 to change your life. But I'm going to give it to you for free if you email me in the first 6 people. It's been a life changer for some. It's 11 MP3 downloads, 15 minutes a day of you allowing, accepting, and activating grace over 11 days. It's pretty powerful. So contact me at my email address at knowingdoe, KNOWINGDOE @yahoo.com. Just shoot me an email. It says, I need some grace. Just contact me. I do keep my messages as simple as possible here. So I'm not talking above you so that I can, look smarter, or I could razzle-dazzle you with my otherworldly language. It's me, Cindy, in a body, here on earth as some consciousness that's trying to make the best of life happen for me. You are welcome to join me in that life, beyond the distractions. Many blessings.